Hey, friends. Welcome to a chit chat. We're going to get ready together. Let's catch up because I feel like it has been a hot minute since I've done a true coffee chat. Get ready with me. That's what we're going to do. Any makeup I mention, I'll link below because I'm not really going to be focusing in on it. The only things I have on right now, though, I say is I'm not going to talk about the makeup. I have the Ilia SPF 40 on and then the Naturium Phyto Glow lip balm. So updates. Tyler and I are finally hitting a groove where we feel like our work-life balance is so much better than it was. I don't think we had realized how burnt out we had become, both of us, in different ways, and how much we both were craving more family time, more us time, more just time away from our phones and from cameras. I think we both hit a healthier balance. So I think that's really been helping just my mental health. Even little things like leaving my phone up on the charger in my bedroom while we're downstairs making dinner and with the kids and having dinner and then like playing a game. Just little things like that where it's a few hours where I'm not even seeing my phone. I'm not feeling that pull to pick it up because it's not even there, has helped so much. If you've never tried that, try it. I think you'd be amazed that you won't think about it as often because it's just not right there. Out of sight, out of mind, right? And it's just been, even taking those few hours away from it has been, oh my gosh, so nice. And obviously my job is weird because during the day I'm on my phone. Social media is a part of my job. So I have to separate when I can. And that has been one way I've done it that has been super helpful. But yeah, I got some comments asking like, are you happy? Like how's your mental health? Which is always so sweet. And I think it's the best it's been in a very long time. A very long time. I think part of that is, you know, not being on my phone and social media all the time, but also spending more time with my family, like focused, devoted time. And also actually, I realized one of the issues was we really never had a set schedule for when we worked. Like Tyler would generally work Monday through Friday, but for me, I've been trying to maximize my time with the kids. So I'd think, well, how many days do I need to be able to film? And so I feel like I finally hit the right amount of like hours in a day I need just a couple days a week to be able to film and do what is my job. And it's been so nice because the issue was that I would be trying to do all of this stuff while having the kids, and then I wouldn't be able to focus on just being with them. So by actually delineating that time, oh my gosh, it has been a game changer because now I'm not thinking about filming and any of that kind of stuff or social media while I'm with them, and I can just enjoy the days with them and still get stuff done around the house. But I think I'm probably over explaining. My point is just setting aside the specific time for work a couple days a week has been a game changer, and I'm glad, I'm happy with where we are with that. So this question, what does your work week look like? Do you have the kids all day on certain days? Is it hard to keep a work and mom life balance? I think for a while it really was hard because I didn't want to let go of the idea of also being a stay-at-home mom. But I've realized in 11 years of doing this that it is my job. Like it pays the bills. One of my good friends said this, we were at brunch the other day, and she said it so perfectly. She said, Jessica, what you and I are both trying to do is we're torn between wanting to be like what our moms did, because both of us had a stay-at-home mom growing up, and we're trying to also work. And you can't perfectly be 100% of both. So what I've landed on is doing that hybrid model, and it has been perfect because, like I said, I can separate it, but I still get to have that stay-at-home mom feeling throughout the week. I'm still with them. So, of course, Genevieve's about to start kindergarten, so it's all going to change anyway, and she'll be full-time in school. And boy, oh boy, is she ready and excited. Like that girl thrives in school. She reminds me of me. Like I loved school. If I could just go to school forever, I just would. No wonder I became a teacher. She is very excited. Anyway, but yeah, so I feel like our work-life balance, like I said, has been better. I know I'm like dwelling on this and maybe most of you guys don't care, but I feel like I am a better mom now having that time. I am definitely a better mom and I'm more patient. I'm more present with them. Anyway, fave, easy, healthy breakfasts. Ooh. I mean, it will be no surprise. Eggs. I love eggs. I really do. Is this too light? No, I feel like that's good. I feel like I say this every time I use this. It's the L'Oreal True Match. But yeah, eggs. But honestly, like if I've got the time, I'll do just some eggs and some fruit, usually berries or grapes. And then if I have like a low carb or low calorie, I never know. I always buy the same kind just because I like the taste, but I don't remember what it is. Like if it's low carb, low calorie, both. But anyway, some kind of wrap that you like, put the eggs on it with a little bit of cheese, just a little bit, and then have some fruit on the side. It's decently filling to me. If I'm extra hungry, I might like heat up some chicken breakfast sausage. Usually I'm not that hungry, but you know, that's my favorite, I would say, decently healthy breakfast. But yeah, you guys know I love eggs. What's the character? Is it the old Mean Girls where the character says, I like eggs? Speaking of Mamma Mia, isn't that Amanda Seyfried? I never know how to say her name. Anyway, how do you stay motivated to dress cute working for you? Honestly, I'm only motivated some of the time. Like if I'm not doing anything, I'll at least get out of my pajamas. Like I'll get into joggers or like a cute sweatshirt and leggings so that I at least feel dressed for the day. I definitely do not like if I stay in my jammies, I just feel crappy all day. I mean, you guys feel like a lot of us experienced that during the pandemic when we were home and you had to like realize like, okay, I actually have to like, if I want to stay in comfy clothes, that's fine, but I need to change into like fresh, comfy clothes. Because there's always someone coming to the door. There's always like, it's just, especially with kids, you just never know what your day is going to look like. I really am only motivated some of the time. I think at the end of the day, if you like cute clothes, but you feel like you're just never motivated to wear it, I think it's just, I don't know how to put this into words. If you like the clothes you have, just put them on. Put them on. Because I feel like it makes you feel, this is, well, me speaking, it makes me feel like I'm ready to tackle the day when I'm actually in clothing. And this has been a huge adjustment. I think for a lot of us, if you were working from home during the pandemic, or maybe you're like a new mom and you're just coming out of that postpartum haze, and you're like, okay, I want to start wearing real clothes. It can be an adjustment to like actually put on jeans or pants, something beyond leggings, which, hey, God bless. Nothing wrong with wearing leggings out too. I do that too. But you know what I'm saying. So I think it's almost one of those things you have to force yourself to start doing, and then you get more into a habit. You know, at the end of the day, it's just clothes. But wow, that perfectionism video. How did it feel to see the response? Okay, I'll link the perfectionism video that I did. It was the hardest I've ever worked on a video, and I have never been prouder of a video. I think it struck a chord. Boy, it struck a chord with me. But it struck a chord with a lot of you guys. And reading through your comments was, I literally cried so much. It was so overwhelming because you guys, man, we're all going through the same stuff when it comes to our inner thoughts with the way we look, the way we present ourselves, being a perfectionist. Even if you think you're not, you might be. Watch that video. I'm gonna have to use the Dior concealer that I don't like. Oh well. But it made me feel very validated in how I'd been feeling, and the bit of research I include, like, we are all definitely feeling that way. And so, you know, but it felt good, and it makes me excited for that Getting Real series and doing more videos like that. It takes a lot of time and effort, but that's the kind of stuff I really, really enjoy, and I enjoy talking to you guys about. And for it to really resonate with a lot of you meant a lot to me too. So hopefully we all can see ourselves in each other and know that we're all kind of going through similar things. And yeah, when I mentioned in a recent video that I do not understand why people like this Dior concealer, I want to reiterate again, I do not understand why people like this concealer. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I'm like, did I just get a bad one? Like, it looks awful. It looks awful on my under eye. I don't know if it's even coming through. Like, I don't know, man. I've tried it every way. I've had this for quite a while now. I just don't, maybe it's the shade. Maybe if I had like a better shade of it, because this does feel a little, I don't know. Definitely blends in better with a brush though. There's no doubt about that. Maybe it is the color. But let me, on that topic, let me know if you have any topics that you'd be interested in me doing a deep dive on in that Getting Real series, because I have my list, but I'm always curious. And a lot of times one that excites me more will pop up. One of you guys mention one and I'll move it to the top of the list. Which decade is better, the 20s or the 30s, like in your life? 30s, 100%. Any of my friends that have turned 30 after me, I have been like, dude, the 30s will be the best decade of your life when it comes to your confidence, your almost comfort. Like, I just feel like I'm so much more comfortable in my own skin. I'm more comfortable being honest. I'm more just, you feel a little more sure of yourself. And I think there's a lot of power to that. And it just feels good. It's like you finally feel like you've arrived into true adulthood. Because now when I look at myself in my 20s, I'm like, oh, sweet child. Not that I know some of you guys are watching in your 20s. That's not what I mean. But you know what I mean. As you get older, I think if you're 28 right now and you look back at 20-year-old you, you're like, oh, sweet child. Like, And I'm sure I'll do that my whole life. And I'm sure some of you guys watching are much older than me and you're like, oh, Jessica, sweet child. But yeah, I have been loving my 30s. I'm 35 if you're curious, and just turned 35, and I don't know, just feeling very, very content. That I am thankful for. But the 20s were great too. I mean, come on. Young, you're free. 20s were wonderful as well, but there's definitely a place for your 30s in your life, and I am really enjoying it. I asked on my Instagram, which is, if you're not following me there, you should be. I post like reels and stuff over there, and I'm on my stories a lot. My Instagram handle is It's Jessica Braun, Braun. But I also just posted on my community tab on YouTube this, if you guys had any questions. And honestly, these questions are juicy. This is a very nosy question, but I'm curious. Are there other YouTubers who you're friends with? Not just an acquaintance, but talk to often and know more of your personal life. I definitely have YouTube friends, but none of them live near me. So it would never be a like hangout. Now, if any of them did, I would totally hang out with them all the time. I mean, genuinely, but it's just not the way it is, you know. What eyeshadow do I want to wear? How crazy do we want to get for Mamma Mia? But I definitely chat with a few YouTubers, some more often than others, on like WhatsApp and via text. And then also like, I'm a big fan of voice text. And so I'll do that back and forth with probably like 5 or 6 other YouTube friends of mine. And it's just nice because I don't have coworkers. So these are my coworkers. You know what I mean? We can ask like, hey, are you having this issue with that? Or what camera do you use? Or hey, what have you noticed that your views are down on this kind of video? You know, being able to ask someone that's literally doing the same job as me has been invaluable, and also just validating, when for a long time it's a kind of isolating job, as funny as it sounds, because, you know, I'm putting myself out on the internet, but I'm alone in a room right now with a camera. I'm having a ball, but you know what I mean. So it's just been really nice. Like I said, some of them I talk to more than others. Some of them I would say I talk to weekly, and some of them it's just sporadically, and I think that's awesome. Plus, sometimes we'll share the tea of like what's going on with like certain companies you might be working with. Like, hey, this same company approached me. Do you like working with them? Do you not? Like, so it's really, it's invaluable. You know what I mean? It really is. So it's been kind of nice. By kind of nice, I mean very nice. Okay. I have to say, random question. What other hair color would you do other than the blonde you have right now? I switch my hair color every year. I would totally go brownish red. Totally. And I've been thinking about it a lot the past few days because I really enjoy what she's done, but I'm like, Now I'm like looking and I'm like, that beautiful red you see, that's not red, but like brunette red. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm like, oh, like I really do like that look. And I have red in my hair naturally anyway, a little bit. And in certain lighting, my hair can look very red. And I'm super Irish. And so, you know, there's a part of me that's like, is that what I was meant to be? Maybe. I could totally see myself doing it. Who knows though? I don't remember if I've already mentioned this, but I'm doing this in more natural lighting. And it's definitely more realistic. It's what I'd gotten used to doing for a while before we had this workspace again. And so I kind of miss just having some natural light. So we'll switch it up from time to time. Let me know what you think. Okay, this person, not a question. I just wanted to tell you that I had a dream that I broke into your house and all your kitchen cabinets were filled with Reese's peanut butter cups and Hershey bars. That's all. This made you smile. Well, at first it freaked me out. That is hilarious. Dude, if I had to pick a favorite candy, it would be Reese's. So I wish my cabinets were filled. No, I don't. Because if they were filled with Reese's cups, I'd be eating them every day. But yeah, Reese's, man, those are so good. Oh, I'm sorry, Reese's, for those that are going to get mad at me. I can't break the habit. It's Reese's for life. Reese's Pieces. My friends and I joke about that a lot. Reese's. Are you guys still doing your podcast? Yes, we're hoping to film the next episode like literally in the next couple of days. So should be up soon. It is for you if you like Disney and Disney parks, because that is what it is about. Tyler and I have joked about like one day doing just a podcast about life, like just chatting. But honestly, I think our kids would have to just be full-time in school like when they're older, because I don't know how we would find the time. Right now, we can barely squeeze in what we need to get done as it is. You know what I mean? So maybe one day that would be fun. But yeah, we've been working on getting our podcast area set up the way we actually want it, because before it was just kind of whatever it was. So that is the goal. Very, very soon. If you want to follow along, it is Disneyville Podcast. I always have it linked in my description box so you can get it wherever you get your podcast. But we also do a YouTube version, so you can watch us actually doing the podcast, which I think is more fun, but I'm a YouTube watcher. Plus, we show video and clips of what we're talking about. So if you're ever curious, like, we always have that going on. But if you are a listener or watcher, thank you. And I'm so sorry we've taken a couple month hiatus. We needed it. We needed to get settled, but we are very excited to get back to it. What do you do when you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and or burnt out? I feel like I get asked one version of this question every time, but I understand because we all get like that. I've learned to just turn off, power down. You're feeling burnout and stress, power down. I mean, genuinely power down. Turn off your phone. Get away from your computer, go outside, reconnect with nature. I know it sounds cheesy. I don't care. Reconnect with nature. Go sit in your yard or on your porch or whatever and listen to some birds chirp. I don't care if it's cold outside. Like, get outside, get away from screens, get away from the digital world that doesn't exist. It does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? I really think when we get to that point, it's almost as if our brains cannot go on as they were. So you have to just power it down. Go take a warm bath, but read a book. You know what I mean? Not watching a video like I usually watch YouTube videos. Read a book. Go play with your kids or your dog or your cat. Like, I really think we do it to ourselves without meaning to, and we have to know how to get ourselves out of that. And it's not like a 2-hour fix. Like, okay, well, now I'm not burnt out anymore. It takes a while, but we've got to have kind of some ideas of things to try to get out of that spot when we can. Like, obviously being burnt out and having a job, like being burnt out with your job that you already have and you can't just take time off, but finding ways then to, when you get home from work, ensure that you're actually unwinding and not thinking about work, turn off email notifications, like all of those kinds of things that we all know we should do, but actually do them. Like, it wasn't until recently that I finally turned off email notifications. Nothing I need to know about work related is going to happen between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is that pressing. Nothing is that dire with what I do. Anyway, yeah, power down, baby. And if you can, take time away. I know that's not always an option. Don't be afraid if you've got personal days, use them. Use them. Use them, use them, use them. It's illegal for an employer to ask what you're doing, or no. Right? Is it illegal for an employer to ask, like, how you're using a personal day? Because I was reading something the other day that was like, someone got in trouble for using a personal day for something personal. Basically, I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember, but I've been meaning to look that up. Like, I remember when I was teaching, like, I feel like generally they would kind of try to find out how you were using it. I don't know. You don't get many personal days, so it's not like, but I was just curious what your guys' is that illegal? I feel like they can't ask, right? I don't know. Alrighty. So my camera overheated. I had to turn it off for a little bit. So this question, what's something you've learned about yourself during a difficult time that surprised you? Someone told me recently, or maybe it was in a book I read, it's all jumbled in there. I don't know where I learned it. But the idea that if you look back on your life at every difficult time you've had, some are worse than others, it's a spectrum. But when you look back on every difficult thing that you've gone through in your life, you're still here. You got through all of that. You survived all of the difficult times you've experienced in your life. When you were a kid, when you were an adolescent, when you were a young adult, and on and on. And there is something so beautifully powerful. And I say you, I believe in God. I also believe that he has it, but you know what I'm trying to say. You've survived all of that. You've gotten through all of that one way or another. So when you're faced with really difficult situations, and I try to remind myself of this too, I'm pretty tough. You're pretty tough. Like, we can handle more than we think we can. And I think there's some beautiful comfort in that when you're at the beginning of a really difficult time and you cannot see the end in sight, you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, think back to other times in your life when you felt similarly. Maybe it was worse, maybe it wasn't, but either way, you got through it. You got through it. And I've thought about that so much. I think that's such a cool thought, and it's true. Update on potential future career change. Have you put any more thought into going back to school to be a therapist? So I'd mentioned in the past that if I was a teacher, I know most of you guys already know this, but I was a teacher. When I had Genevieve, I stopped because my YouTube channel was already a job for me. And so it kind of timing wise worked out that I would just stop teaching, just focused on doing YouTube, and then of course being a mama. So I haven't looked back. It's been like 6 years. And right now I have no plans to go back to teaching, but thinking of if I ever did go back to do something different than what I'm doing right now, which is totally plausible, I think therapy, being a therapist of some kind, or at least in that field, would be something I would really enjoy. I'm highly interested in that topic. And yeah, so I haven't given it serious thought, like actually starting school and doing that, because that's just not what I want to do right now. But I could absolutely, like, if all our kids were in school and I had Monday through Friday open, I could see myself doing that. So we'll see, I forgot about my coffee over here. Will we get a vlog of my Disney run? So while we were in Disneyland, I did the 10K, which is 6 miles. It was so much fun. You run through the parks, through Disneyland Park, and then through California Adventure. I mean, I would do that again over and over again, because you're not even thinking about running, because you're literally running through the parks in the morning before they open. It is the coolest thing ever. There's cast members all around. The lights are on. They got music playing. Characters everywhere. 18 out of 10, do recommend. But we did vlog it. So those vlogs, they'll be on Tyler's channel, which if you search his name, Tyler Braun, he used to be Tyler Travels TV, but I think he's changed his name. I never remember, because I'm not often searching for it, because I've seen all the videos. Yeah, they'll be up on his channel very, very soon. He just is wrapping up the Europe vlog from when Genevieve was younger. If you've not seen those videos, they are beautifully done. I cried when I watched them because it was a blast from the past. If you know the whole story behind it, I'm not going to get into it here, why it took 4 years, but the videos are finally out. They are stunning. They are stunning. Even if you're someone that you're not interested in travel, whatever, these are, in my humble opinion, like Rick Steves caliber, like beautifully done videos. Tyler did such a great job. I'm just so proud of him. So definitely go check them out if you're even a little bit interested. But anyway, it was a Mediterranean cruise, and we had Genevieve. She was like, I don't know, 18 months old or something, which is crazy because now Felicity is even older than her. Anyway, after those go up, I think he's got a couple like home, just regular vlogs going live. So if you're fans of Vlogmas, definitely check those out. And then I think after that, our Disneyland vlogs will be going up. Maybe before. I guess I need to ask him. How to know if you're wanting to have babies? Hubs and I can't decide. I think I answer this question every time, but I love to answer it because I think it's such a valuable conversation. The first thing to remember is you're not sure that you can. I think a lot of us go into it thinking like, well, okay, now we've decided we want to have them. And then you realize, oh my gosh, we can't for XYZ reason. We're struggling. It's going to take us longer. We need to do all these things. So that is one thing to keep in mind. If you're discussing back and forth, there's a chance you might not be able to. So I always want to remind people of that, because there's also such a thing if you'd had a kid and you're thinking about a second. Like, we struggled to get pregnant the second time around. And we didn't expect that because we didn't struggle the first time. So a lot can happen. So I want to temper the waters there. That's not a phrase. You know what I mean? Temper expectations. Is that it? So beyond that piece, I think one thing I have been telling friends of mine that have discussed that, like, we're not sure, like, we think we want to start trying. I don't think most people would look back on their life and regret having kids. I just feel like it's not simpler than that. And that's not to say that everyone should be a parent. That's not my point. But my point is, if you're really thinking about it and you're going back and forth, a lot of your discussion is most likely because of, can we afford it? But then also, you know that your life is going to change a lot. It's going to look different. You can't just go out whenever you want. You can't just. And so knowing that piece of it, if that's the reason, if it's more of a comfort thing to not have kids, if that is your only reasoning, but you're like, but I think I do want kids, you wouldn't look back on your life and regret having kids. And having kids is so much more than just babyhood. This is something I'm realizing lately, that maybe my next Getting Real video should be about becoming a parent or something. I don't know. But I'm now hitting the point where I'm realizing, like, oh my gosh, it is in my head, oh, you're pregnant, it's all going to be a baby forever. And it's like, no, they grow out of it pretty quickly. Then they're a toddler, and that can be hard. but then they become like this kid that you're like, oh my gosh, their personality. Wow, he got that. She got that from him, and she definitely got that from me. And they're this living, breathing part of your family, and they're like this little human that you interact with and that you talk to at the dinner table. And like, it is so much more than just having a baby. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing if you want to have a kid. And so I feel like if you're going back and forth with your significant other and both of you guys are on the fence, it sounds like if you're on the fence, that means there is a part of you that probably does want a kid. So I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but that's something I think worth thinking about. Also, look at this product. It's from Winky Lux. I think I got it at Target, and it's like this bronzer. I think it was marketed as a blush, but it's, okay, Cheeky Rose Liquid Sculpt. Oh, well, dang, I already did bronzer. It's cool, though. I kind of put it on my cheeks the other day, and it was really, really nice, so I want to keep using that. The tone is nice. Our friend Ben. How do bikes stay upright? Thank you for your question, Benjamin. I would probably ask you to answer that question. Ever thought about branching into Bookstagram too? I love you and Tyler's book reviews. So the end of, or actually I think twice a year, Tyler and I will do on his channel a like reviewing all the books we read for that year, that half year, whatever. And it's a lot of books, and we both read some of the same books and a lot of different ones. So it's rapid fire, like speed reviews. And so I had so much fun doing that this last time that I was like, okay, I want to do book reviews on my channel more often. So I was going to do a standalone video just on the books I've read in January and February, but I've decided to, because I've not really done a lot of that on my channel, I decided I'm going to include it. I'm actually going to be filming it today here in a minute when I'm done with this. I decided to include that instead in a vlog, my review of like 4 or 5 books I've read, kind of see how that goes and dip my toe, because I feel like I'm not ready to dive straight into that. I don't watch a lot of book reviews, so I feel like I don't know a lot about like the structure of it, and not that there are certain rules to follow, but you know what I mean. And also not giving away spoilers either. So I'm going to dip my toe by doing it in a vlog, kind of see how I feel about it, see if I could even fill out a whole video talking about 4 or 5 books, because that's the other piece of it to me is I'm like, do I have enough to say about it without spoiling anything, you know? I love this question. Did you always know what your life purpose was, or was there a phase you were questioning your decisions or your path? I can't believe I'm 36 and still have no clue where I belong or what is meant for me in life. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think anyone does. I just don't think we're meant to live our lives with this one thing that is our purpose. Like, I mean, maybe beyond like religiously, if you believe like, okay, my purpose in life. But my point is like, I feel like gone are the days of having one career your whole life. I mean, some people do, and that is amazing. But like, even with my parents, my dad didn't have one career his whole life. He changed way later in life to a different career. I've had many different jobs. Like musical theater was what I was going to do. Like I was studying it at school. I had a lot of student loan debt. That was what I was going to do. And then I swerved into teaching, and I did that for a while. And now I do YouTube, and I don't know where I'll be next. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like obviously, depending on what you do, like if you're going to school, it can incur a lot of debt. Like there's that piece of it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we should ever feel like we should ever just have it all figured out, because what would be the point of life if you just knew like, okay, well, this is how my life will be then, and this is the job I'm supposed to have. And I'm focusing on jobs, but even just your purpose in life. Even as a parent, if I said, okay, my purpose in life is to be a mom, which I don't think that is my only purpose in life, but if I were viewing it that way, when they get older, I'm already going to struggle when I have an empty nest. But I feel like if I've put all of my purpose and identity in my life as being their mom, and while I'd still be their mom, it looks very different, that's going to be a huge struggle. So just kind of viewing life as multifaceted. And I don't think that at any point you should have everything figured out, because A, things change. You get older, people around you get older, someone gets sick, like it's never just going to be like that. And I think it's healthy to know that and to think about that and recognize that it shouldn't always be the same, and you shouldn't ever feel like you have it all figured out, because you don't. Neither do I, neither does anyone, no matter what they say. And that's one thing I've struggled a lot with religion, like, or spirituality, whatever you want to call it. I've mentioned that I am a Christian, and I have struggled with what denomination. And I'm realizing more and more that your faith should be a journey. And I think the second you're like, I've got it all figured out, then you stop digging and prying and asking questions and thinking and praying if you're into that. And I feel like that's not, I think faith should be a living, breathing thing. And for me, for 30 years, it wasn't. It was, I had better follow these rules and go every Sunday and XYZ, and not to say that you shouldn't do some of those things. But my point is, I'm realizing for me, it's about a relationship, and that shouldn't look the same day after day and year after year. And I think the same is true of your life here on earth, that it shouldn't look the same day after day. And I guess my point is, you don't want to have it all figured out. And so being 36, I'm 35, I don't think any of us feel like we have it figured out. So I hope that gives you some solace. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but that's how I feel. I need to finish getting ready. I'm almost there. But yeah, I was serious. Let me know, you guys, now that we're kind of wrapping this up, what you want to see for my next Getting Real video, because they do take time and research. And so I want to have the time to do that. And I'm pretty sure I know what my next one's going to be, but I'm obviously not totally convinced on which thing it is. And I haven't started the prep for it, but I'm super excited. I brought it up a lot of times because I'm super excited about this series. I feel like it's something different, but it's already stuff I touch on a lot in videos like this. So it's fun to do a deep dive and share with you guys what I'm learning, what I think, and then get your guys' opinions too in the comments. So yeah, I think we're ready. I'll end up putting on some kind of lip product later, I'm sure. Right now, I mean, I've got to get some work done there. Maybe we'll put on something on the lips. Where's my favorite liner? This is not it, but I do like this. This is the Essence Stay 8 Hours Lip Liner in Unforgettable. It's very pinky, but I feel like that'll be nice with this dark blue. I'm probably going to change into like a dress, because I don't know. I like dressing cute when we go to like the theater and stuff. I'm like, if not for like date nights and stuff like this, then when? Why should it be that we only dress up for like weddings? I love to dress up. I'll dress cute, when I'm filming or whatever, but like, feel like I have these dresses that I really like and I always just save them. I don't know what I'm saving them for. Life is way too short for that. Oh my gosh, it smells like Bonnie Bell. It's that Tower 28 pink gloss that smells like watermelon lip smackers. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. My poor camera has overheated like 3 times. Okay, so if you do enjoy this kind of video, I hope that you will check out my coffee chat playlist. We've done a lot of these, talk about a lot of similar topics, and of course, a lot of other stuff. But I'd love to have you join. If you have not subscribed yet and you've been thinking about it, I hope that you will hit that subscribe button. Of course, come say hey to me over on my Instagram and TikTok. It's Jessica Braun. Instagram's definitely like my number one. Like that's where I'm at, hovering around other than on YouTube. So definitely come follow me over there, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.